Hey Pete, how you going?
Hey, how you doing, mate?
Good, man. Good. Good. To, hang on, I'm just gonna make this full screen so it records properly. I've, I've, I've just poured a beer. I know it's 8 o'clock in the morning here.
You're a true Aussie.
I thought you would appreciate that too. So thanks for doing this.
You gotta have your beer, right? Yeah.
So one of the things I did find this out a few years ago that you were Aussie born.
Well, my family's from Australia.
Your family is, or were you born in the States?
All my brothers were born in Australia,
right?
And my parents, and then they migrated to Canada, and then I was born. Then we moved back to Australia after about 7 years, and I went to school in Australia for a while, and all my relatives are in Australia. And all my brothers were born there, and my parents they're all born there. So
yeah, okay. Whereabouts?
Whereabouts? Where?
Which state was it in? Like,
oh, where my parents?
I
my
was
dad's
going to ask
from
about you. So your dad was from Adelaide.
Yeah,
right.
My mom was born out in the country in Melbourne,
right
outside of Melbourne, and I have one brother that was born in Ballina, New South Wales.
Oh yeah, yep.
And I have one brother that was born in Bundaberg, Queensland. And I have another brother that was born in Dandenong, Victoria.
Really all over the place then.
Well, my parents were on the road,
yeah.
So when my mom would have to pop out a kid, she'd have the baby and get back on the road. She was a trooper, mate.
Exactly. I know. It was a different life, right? Back, especially doing that as well. Yeah. But I did notice with your dad's voice, because I did watch some, and I have heard of your dad before, and I think I might have put it one and one together years ago. But then when I was watching that metal, what's his name? Metal Hair Guru.
Yeah.
When I watched that interview with you the other day, and I went, oh man, that's right. And then when I went and watched your dad doing some performances, we've been speaking lately, me and my partner, about the Adelaide accent, because it's got a bit more of that British, and it's well pronounced.
Right, well pronounced.
Very well spoken. Not like mine. Right. Mine's a very Western Sydney type of ochre accent.
Right. Well, a lot of my relatives are like, hello, Peter, right? Yeah. The side of the mouth, right? Yeah, right. Yeah.
So have you ever come back again, or?
No, I haven't been back since the 70s, because once I started quit tour with my dad, I was doing music. So they would go back and everything, but I had to miss all that. So, I mean, my memories are from the 70s.
Right, yeah.
Because
you went back in 73, is that right?
Yeah, we moved back. We migrated to the States in 73.
Right, okay. So that was a year I was born. So that puts it in perspective for me.
Okay. I got 11 years on you, mate.
I know, but I always say I was born 10 or 20 years too late anyway. So there's so many things I wish I had seen, or where I feel more comfortable talking. I mean, it happens to a lot of people, right? I think most people are like that.
I mean, you always feel like, man, it must have been neat back in those days.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I often feel like, especially all the music I listen to still, I'm still finding stuff that's older as opposed to new. When I find really like something that's new to me, it still comes from the 60s or 70s still, where I go, really, another album from the 70s that I've never heard before?
Oh, there were so many great albums back then.
It was such a good time for music, wasn't it?
It was the best time for music to me, because, I mean, there was so... Late 60s and through the 70s, to me, was the greatest time of music. The most creative, and it was great. I mean, I love music from the 20s, 30s, everything. But I mean, for rock and roll, to me, the late 60s and to the 70s, to around 1979 were the best years, I think.
Yeah. I think everything peaked about 75 with rock, because then that kind of disco-y funk, dancey sound started to come in until it went full disco.
Right.
And you hear it really change even around 77, like the production sound starts to sound slicker and all of that. And I, in my head, whenever it's so funny when I find a good album and I listen to it and I go, this is amazing. What year was this? And so many times they're 72 to 75.
Yeah.
And a lot in 73, actually, funnily enough. There's so many times where I go, I knew this would have been 73. It's just got this feeling of, I don't know, it's like even the audio sound was perfect. They peaked.
Yeah, it's just recorded analog on tape.
Yep.
You know, and just, and the old tube gear. It was so warm. You know, it was just so warm and natural. Yeah, it was, you can't really beat that. You can get close to it now with Pro Tools and everything and new technology, but it just doesn't have that.
Nah, simulators don't do the same thing.
Yeah.
You really do have to push that air, right? Like,
oh yeah, you got to push air. Yeah.
That's the main thing. And even when you've got a nice, like, bell-like crystal sound, it still needs to push that air for it to... Because I had a nice Music Man amp, a nice 75 Music Man combo.
Oh, they were great amps,
and man, it's so clear. And even when you played an acoustic through it, it just sang. It came to life. It was really alive.
Right. Well, that was Leo Fender who designed those.
Yes.
You know? Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, I've owned some Music Mans, and they're great for clean sound. They're great.
Beautiful. I didn't want to get rid of it, but I wasn't using it, and I always believe with music stuff, if you're not using it, give it to someone who can use it.
I do the same.
It's just sitting there collecting dust, and it could be enhancing lives, so to speak.
Right.
I mean, I still take music. Music's still a religion for me, so I still talk about it in those ways where, you know, because it does enhance people's lives, right? Like it does.
Right.
So when you first started listening to music as a kid, what were the bands? Was it just all the, like, Zeppelin and Sabbath and all that type of stuff?
Yeah, Zeppelin, Sabbath, Grand Funk.
Right.
And but when we moved back to Australia, Slade was happening.
Right, yeah.
And Slade was huge in Australia.
Massive.
I remember Slade a lot. I really got into Slade. T-Rex.
Yep.
Was really happening. Billy Thorpe.
I remember
it was it was Billy Thorpe and the Aztecs.
That's
back
right,
then
yeah.
And I remember colored balls. I remember I had a...
Lobby Lloyd and the Colored Balls.
Yeah, I remember them. And I think Buster Brown.
Yeah.
Was it Buster?
That's with Angry Anderson, yeah.
Angry Anderson.
Yeah.
And there was a lot. And I remember I befriended, when I was a little kid, Russell Morris.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, we were in Tassie. I think it was Hobart or Launceston, and we were there for like a month. And I think Russell Morris was playing the ballroom for like a week.
Right.
And so I used to hang out in his hotel room and watch him play guitar. He had that hit. What was it? Show me the way.
Yeah.
I cried a little. Yeah.
He had that one, and he had that other song, The Real Thing, which people still love now. Where it's the one with no words in it, really.
Right.
Just bow 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 the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he was great. He was a really nice guy to me when I was a kid. And I remember Rick Springfield.
Yeah. Before he went.
He used to host the Top of the Pops, right, in Australia, right? Was it Top of the Pops? Or that was it. That was England.
That was England.
What was it?
I don't know.
Yeah. What was his show? He used to host it. It's like, hello, I'm Rick Springfield. You know, blah blah blah.
Okay, I honestly have not. I can't believe I don't know about that. Because I mean, it's obviously Molly Meldrum from Countdown. He's the one I always. He's literally the only person I think of. I'm gonna have to look into Rick Springfield.
Yeah, it was funny because when I ran it, I was dating his hairdresser many years ago, and I asked him, how come you lost your accent and everything? He goes, when I came over to the States, I couldn't get arrested with being Australian.
Yeah,
it wasn't cool back then.
Yeah, it wasn't cool. Yeah.
So when he went to a vocal coach and he lost his accent, then became on General Hospital or whatever.
Yep.
Became a big actor and everything. And it's like, but now if you're Australian, it's cool as hell. You know what I mean?
People love it. People absolutely. It still gets me because sometimes when I do live streams and I'm just walking around up here in Cairns, and people will get excited because it's just an Aussie voice. They're like, hello, Australia. Right. They get so excited about Australia still.
Oh, yeah. Americans love Australians, right.
It's amazing. So it's still the one thing we've got going for us, and I hope they don't wreck over here. Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
That and our sense of humour. It's the only thing we've got.
Oh, the Australian, a lot of Americans. I mean, because my father, his sense of humor was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I inherited that, and a lot of Americans are like, "Huh? What?" I'm like, you're disrespecting me. It's like, no, I'm fucking with you, mate.
Exactly. We're just taking the piss all the time.
Yeah, take the piss out of yourself. Like, you got to laugh at yourself.
And you laugh at yourself.
And, Australians' sense of humor is the best.
Oh, I think so. It's something that when when people talk about cultures, right, and everybody, Italians have food, and we don't have a food. There's no original food. Vegemite doesn't count.
Yeah, you're wrong. You got Chico rolls.
Chico rolls, maybe, actually. You just can't get enough cabbage.
You got 4 and 20 pies, mate.
They're the worst pies, too. Oh, they're terrible. I feel sorry
I love them as a kid.
but like everything, they changed. Now they're just kind of full of gravy.
Oh, really?
They
were good back in the 70s.
Everything was good back in the 70s. It really was.
True.
I've even had young people ask me about the 70s. At first, I thought they were taking the piss out of me, calling me an old man. But then I went, okay, you're taking the piss out of me. They went, no, we really want to know what was it like growing up in the 70s to 90s. Because it's just like, it is, even young people realise what a different time it was. It's kind of like us thinking about the 1880s.
Right.
And it's something I think about a lot because the world's so accelerated these days and everything's changing like daily now. Things used to take years to change.
Oh, decades.
Yeah, decades.
Technology and everything. And plus, Australia was behind the times as far as technology and everything. I mean, my mom, she grew up out in the country and outside of Melbourne. They had like 5 acres. No running water. No electricity. She had a horse and buggy. She used to have to hook up for her dad. And if they wanted to listen to the radio, they had a generator. And and it's just it's amazing to in the 30s to be in the 40s to grow up like that, where people had electricity and everything. But she was a tough old girl.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? I've been reading a book lately about all the pioneers up here in North Queensland. And you just think, man, people wouldn't put up with that for a week these days.
No.
And these people put up with years.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Australians are tough people. Well, I mean, they were, kicked out of Ireland and England and, and for going against the king, and sent in shackles. And they were tough people.
That's right.
I mean, the colonized,
Yeah, and a lot of them were actually political prisoners who were sent here.
Oh, yeah.
That's what people don't seem to realise.
They're all sent to Port Arthur,
Yep.
On my dad's side. Yeah, I mean, who knows what they did, that they wanted their land or they told the king to go fuck off or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what it was a lot of the time. It really was literally just, it's so funny because it's exactly like it is today in England, is how it was 200 years ago in England.
Right.
It's kind of interesting watching everything repeat in a way, isn't it?
But you know what? I think being sent to Australia is I'd rather live in Australia than England any day, mate.
Oh, for sure.
It's one of the best countries in the world by far.
Yeah, I know.
By far.
It really is. I feel blessed. I mean, I've been trying to get up to this north end for over a decade or so, and we made it like 5 years ago, and I'm living in paradise. Like that photo behind you is...
Yeah, well, that's not the Las Vegas desert. I wish it was. Looks like somewhere up in Queensland.
It really is, yeah. I mean, I can go for a drive and find a beach like that in about 15 or 20 minutes. So it's...
I envy you.
It's paradise. It is paradise. Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah.
Now, so I have written out questions too, because there's a heap of things. I don't want to blow this because there's questions. And one of my mates, Tim, we were the ones who really listened to Salty Dog.
Oh, really?
You, as you would know, like, Geffen dropped the ball, right? So they, man, we would always just listen to Salty Dog and we'd be like, how the fuck is this song not big? Or how the fuck is this song not huge? Especially Sacrifice Me.
Oh, thank you.
Dude, look, so I was listening to it just before. I still get goosebumps. Thanks, I honestly love that song. So you wrote that song, right?
I wrote the music and I helped out a little bit. the lyrics. That's the first song I brought into the singer, and yeah, I mean, well, it with there's a lot of stories with Geffen how they really kind of fucked us,
Yep.
and it's a shame. It's a shame, and but I mean, at least a lot of people like you, thank you, that appreciate it. And what I really realized, because I left that all behind a long time ago, I just moved on. And
Yeah. Yep.
but then, like getting the first album getting released, the Every Dog Has Its Day.
Yep. That's the one I've got still.
And,
So warm.
yeah, and I brought that saying from Australia.
Right.
It's like let sleeping dogs lie.
Nice
Every dog
one.
has its day.
It did make sense to us too. It did make sense to us, I have to say.
Oh, great! Yeah, I mean, and so yeah, and it was kind of nice. All of a sudden, it got re-released, and it was selling well, and everybody was raving about it. Like, what happened to this band? Like, why didn't they become huge? And well, there's reasons for that.
Yeah. So was Tom's Zutat a massive reason behind that?
Tom Zutat is a prick.
He seems like a real asshole.
He's a total asshole. I mean, egotistical.
Yep.
He was so powerful, and I mean, because with Motley Crue, when he was at Elektra and Dokken and Guns N' Roses and Tesla and some other bands, I mean, he had so much power. And like I said, if you pissed him off, he was one of those guys you'd kick the crap out of. And like I went to boarding school in Australia, Geelong Grammar and stuff, and
okay.
Yeah, he's one of those guys you want to beat the shit out of.
I was about to ask you that actually. Is he a small guy that you'd normally just kick the shit out of?
Small little chubby guy that he was one of those guys you'd look at like, hey, let's go fuck with him.
Yeah. He seems like that. I've heard other things about him when I've watched other interviews, and he just seems like a real prick. He really does. He's just one of those people who's got a grudge against the whole world, it seemed.
Yeah, I mean, all of a sudden he has power, and this little guy that got picked on his whole life, all of a sudden has power, and he can, if you piss him off, it's like he can fuck you over really harsh.
Yep. And so he basically had your video pulled from MTV.
Yeah, for the Come Along video, yeah, because I mean he was going through a divorce.
Yep.
And he married an Australian girl.
Right. Okay.
And he had a kid with her, and he was going through divorce, and I guess she was taking him for half California law.
Mm-hmm.
I guess she was taking him for half of everything. So I guess he was just, he fucked with the wrong Sheila, mate.
I was gonna say that actually. He fucked with the wrong girl there.
Yeah, so he was just in a horrible mood, and when we did the video, he wasn't around, and so when it was sent to MTV, they put it in medium rotation, and people say it was never played on MTV, but I saw it 3 times.
Right.
So it was played on MTV, and when he found out, he was livid. So we went over his head, and I guess his Australian wife was taking him for half of everything. And he was just like, how dare you go over my head? And
it's the worst thing to hear someone say. It's so weak.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like, I just felt like give him a nice headbutt, a good Scottish kiss.
You should. I would love to have known that. That would have been a great story to have down in the history books too. That you just headbutted him.
I just headbutt him, watch his nose just
explode.
Hey, man.
But so what was it like to being an Aussie amongst that type? Well, I mean, okay, I know you weren't born here, but you when you're young, especially the Aussie attitude would have affected your outlook on life, right? Like, so when you were in, say, the US amongst that poser scene and that glam rock scene on Hollywood, how did that feel?
Well, I was just kind of like, these guys are fags.
Yeah. That's exactly it.
No, I mean, it was just kind of like, kind of pretentious.
Yeah.
I just moved there, and it's like, in my family, I worked for years and years on the road. It was a living, it was a craft. I mean, it was work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
And, so, I mean, coming to that and seeing all these guys, moving there, and it's kind of like, oh, this is kind of, a bunch of wankers.
Yeah, but wanker. I was going to say, well, they're just literally like a bunch of wankers.
Yeah, just a bunch of wankers, and you're just like going, okay. For a while, I puffed my hair up, and again, it was like hairspray. It's like, this sucks.
Yeah.
To try to blend in. But after a while, I'm like, I'm not doing this. This is stupid. But I mean, no, it was a very vibrant scene. It was amazing, and it's hard to explain because it was just so thousands of people just, roaming the Sunset Strip. And there was some good bands, a handful, but most of them were just crap.
Yeah.
And rubbish, and they all sounded the same. They all looked the same. And, but I mean, it was, it's where you had to go.
Yeah.
It's where you had to go if you wanted to, get a record deal and make it. And so it was actually my dad who actually pushed me because, you got to go to LA. I'm like,
right. Okay.
Yeah. So my dad really pushed me, mom and dad.
Yep.
Really pushed me and believed in me and kind of set me out there. And it's like,
excellent.
go,
That's fun.
And I was very fortunate,
Yep.
I was very fortunate.
Yeah, no pushback, just go do it. Because he would have
go,
known.
Son. I mean, yeah, because I worked with my family for years, and we did so many thousands of shows and toured all over. And
just can you explain to everyone, especially like Aussies that end up watching this, how big your dad was in Canada? Because I've watched the stuff. I know the backstory a bit,
right.
But people don't realise that this guy was just ruling Canada on a live entertainment spectacular, basically.
Yeah, see, because my dad, he came from Australia. He came from nothing.
Yep.
And he built himself up, playing the fairgrounds, doing the fairgrounds circuit in Australia. And he met my mom. My mom was working at the Tivoli Theatre in Melbourne, and she was the assistant, and she was going to go marry this Elaine Diagora, this Spanish juggler or something, and she was his assistant. And my dad stole her from him. And my mom was just a young girl from the country outside of Melbourne, and they just had dreams in their eyes, and just be in show business. And my dad, playing like places like Broken Hill and playing all these, places out in the middle of nowhere in the outback of Australia, just building himself up. I mean, he amazing what they did. Amazing. I look at old pictures and old footage.
Because they're kind of pioneers in a way too.
Oh, very pioneer. My dad was a pioneer.
That's a pioneer attitude.
Oh yeah, definitely. And when he came to Australia, when he came from Australia to Canada, he just looked at it. It was a wide open market, and and he was such a great publicist and doing work, paying his dues.
Yep.
In Australia, and he opened the country up where no one had played before,
right.
In these little logging towns, and even the major cities. And his whole thing with the man they call Reveen, and Canada had never seen anything like it. And he just took over. He still holds a record for selling out the Orpheum in Vancouver for a month straight.
Wow!
And as a concert hypnotist, he was the biggest concert performer in Canadian history.
Wow!
And the most successful hypnotist in history, concert hypnotist in history.
Oh,
yeah!
How cool is that? Seriously.
And he's a good old boy from Australia.
And he just is. He's so cool. I like his title too, the Gentleman of Conscience.
Yeah.
That's such an Aussie thing to say. Like and
his wit was so sharp.
Yep.
And we do interviews, and he was such an intelligent, smart man, and he had that Aussie, "fuck you, mate" attitude.
Yep.
Which is like, and he could swear better than anybody in the world. He was a true Aussie. I mean, he could destroy you. If you want to get in a pissy match with him. I'm sorry, you're done.
Wrong idea. I did have a couple of questions I wanted to ask you about magic, because I also know that your dad went on to manage Lance Burton.
Right.
Right. How long did he do that for?
He did that for like 15 years.
Okay.
I mean, Lance Burton was he was an act in like a couple of production shows like the Folies Bergère. We were in the Folies Bergère in the 1975 for a year,
Wow.
and I did my own magic act. And before
I wanted to ask you about that too.
my dad came on, and we were the stars of the show. And we played with worked with Steve Lawrence, Edie Gourmet here in Vegas,
Right.
yeah. But my dad, Lance, was he was an act in different production shows. Then he was doing a little show at a hotel called the Hacienda, which is not there anymore. And then Lance asked my dad to manage him, and my dad got him the biggest deal in history for a magician in Las Vegas.
Wow.
And my dad designed his own theater, the Lance Burton Theater. My dad designed it because all the vaudeville houses my dad played, and before they used to be like dinner seating, you know.
Yep.
And my dad made it like, you know, like a vaudeville house. Beautiful theater. It's not there anymore. But because here they blow everything up and change it.
Yeah.
But my dad designed that, and he was the one that got him $100 million deal for 15 years, and really pushed Lance. And
wow.
Lance is a very lucky man to have my father behind him.
Yeah. So it sounds like he's a massive part of Lance's success. A massive part of it.
He was. It wasn't for my dad. He would have just played, would have been an act or just playing in Branson, Missouri or something.
Because, I mean, I'm not taking anything away from Lance, but as far as his magic went, it wasn't like, he wasn't doing groundbreaking magic or anything. A lot of his magic was very old school, right? Like the Dove
very
productions and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he had a great Dove act and stuff, but a lot of the illusions that he was doing and stuff were stuff we used to do in our magic show.
Yep.
And so, I mean, yeah, my dad gave him a lot.
Yeah.
And
wow. Okay, I didn't realize he had that much of an effect on him.
Oh yeah, but amazing. I mean, people have a big egos, and
they do.
Will never admit it. But I mean, once it was over, Lance was forgotten about and kind of couldn't get arrested in Las Vegas.
I've noticed that. When he pops up on.
And it's even the history of like Vegas performers, you don't see him in it.
Wow.
Because he kind of towards the end, my dad got ill because he had Alzheimer's, and I took care of him till he passed because I love my dad.
Yep.
But they kind of pushed my dad out, and that was a big mistake because my dad did that deal with a handshake of old school Vegas people. He had him an ironclad contract that Lance is lucky he didn't get fired.
Wow.
My dad kept him going and stuff. But once he kind of dissed my father and stuff.
Wow.
He was like, never could get a gig in this town.
Okay, that explains a lot because I have wondered that over the years because I know how big he was. He wasn't my type of magician. I was never big on those type of big productions, mainly because I'd seen it since I was a kid. So by the time he was doing, I was like, really? He's still doing this shit where you're dressing up in a bow tie and that? Like it to me, it felt. And even when I started doing some magic, which was just by accident, and I used to say to people like, I'm not coming dressed up with a bow tie and shit. Like, that's not me. like that's not me. It kind of, and I think that even turned me off because magic appeals to me because to me, all I'm doing is just having some fun with someone. And you would know, I was going to ask you actually, do you ever still do any little tricks for people just to get that reaction? You know that reaction when you do a trick for someone, especially when it's closer up, and you see their face for like a split second or maybe a couple of seconds, and you see what they looked like when they were like 7 years old.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. It's amazing, but unfortunately, I don't.
Oh, okay.
Because I grew up around it.
Yep.
And once I started playing guitar, once I started really playing guitar and figured out what I wanted to do, I was so burnt on it because it was a living.
Yeah.
And we did touring and doing thousands of shows, and we had the biggest touring magic shows in the world at that time, and it was a lot of work as a kid.
Yeah,
and a lot of responsibility. So once I started playing guitar, teaching myself how to play guitar in hotel rooms and stuff. I was like, oh, fuck magic. I want to do this.
Yeah.
But I love magic, and I grew up around the biggest magicians in the world.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Yep.
Siegfried and Roy, we were always at their house hanging out. I mean, Virgil, who's like the old school, from the 50s, and
yep.
Dai Vernon.
Wow, even Dai Vernon. So you got to meet Dai Vernon and hang.
He was a good friend. I used to hang out with him all the time.
What about Johnny Thompson?
Johnny Thompson was a good friend. I've known him since I was a kid. All these people I grew up with, and we were friends, and I'd go to their house, and even once I stopped doing magic, and I grew up with all these people, and even when I moved to LA and playing music, Bill Larson and Irene Larson, they owned the Magic Castle. Yep. I'd go hang out there all the time with all these old, go hang out with Dai Vernon.
Wow.
I even had my first wedding reception at the Magic Castle.
Serious?
And all the old people died. My dad was one of the original members. So I've been going there since I was a kid, and our friends owned it. So I used to hang out there all the time.
Oh, amazing.
And I grew up around all these people, Blackstone, and you name it. I knew them.
So I can ask you this, because most magicians would be jealous of me being able to ask someone this about someone who knew Dai Vernon.
Mm-hmm.
What was he like, and what was he like when you were just hanging out with him? What was he like, especially being the older guy, and you're obviously way younger, and I've heard lots of good stories about him as well. But he sounded like a bit of like he liked to take the piss out of people too, did he?
Oh, he had a wicked sense of humor. Yeah, I mean, he was actually originally from Ontario, Canada. Yep. And but he had a wicked sense of humor, and he was in love with my mom.
Right.
He was in love. Oh man, he would not take his hands off my mom. And he's just like, he'd be like kissing her and making out. I'm like, and she's like that, and fighting him off. He just loved my mom. And he loved my dad. And he was an amazing man. He fooled Houdini with a card trick. And no one fooled Houdini. And he would tell me stories, and sometimes I'd go to lunch with him, because I love my elders.
Wow.
And I'd hang out and just go hang out with them. And people like that, J.O.C., Kuda Bucks, Slidini.
Wow, Slidini. Jesus.
Yeah. I knew all these people.
Oh, man, it's amazing.
It was just part of growing up.
Yeah.
Hanging out at the Magic Castle, even when I was, in Salty Dog, time off, I'd go to the Magic Castle, put a suit on. And I remember one night I took the guys from Stone Temple Pilots there.
Right.
The band Stone Temple Pilots.
Yep.
And they're all dressing up. We're all dressed up, and they met my dad, my mom, and introduced them to all these magicians. And, and I'd hang out at the Magic Castle, like Milton Berle. And Buzz Aldrin, the second guy to walk on the moon. I got smashed with him a couple times.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, all these old actors and stuff. It was pretty neat.
So you've heard way too many good stories then from all these guys.
Oh, yeah.
Way too many good stories. Oh, to be amazing.
Here's a Dai Vernon story for all you magicians out there.
Yes. I'll cut this one out too for all the magicians.
And he got a invite to do a royal performance for the Queen.
Right.
So he took a steamer over to England, and his act was like he was doing his act, and then at the end of his act, he took a coconut, it threw it up in the air, and it turned into a monkey.
What?
This is like, So this is when he is a young man. So when he did his act, at the end, he threw it and turned into the coconut turned into a monkey. Then the monkey started whacking off, then shit himself and threw shit.
Oh my
So
God.
that's an old Dai Vernon story that probably not a lot of people know.
I've never heard that one before.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Royal Command performance. Monkey's sitting there pulling his thing, throwing shit.
What are you going to do? You're going to be like, yeah, sorry.
Ta-da! It became a comedy number.
I was going to say, now it turned it right into vaudeville at that point.
Yeah.
I've never heard that one. Because you got to understand, I used to listen to Salty Dog and Guns N' Roses as much as each other, right? And as you know, Guns N' Roses were just fucking massive, right? But I had Salty Dog on as much when I was learning guitar. And I really did play along to that album. Like, I'm not exaggerating when I say like fucking hundreds of times. I played along.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I didn't master all those songs by any stretch of the imagination, but I did learn about rhythm and all that shit and the stuff that really matters with guitar. And then, you know, you branch off and find heaps of other stuff as you do. But Salty Dog and GNR and even the Sea Hags, I used to like playing along to the Sea Hags.
Hey, they were cool, yeah.
Oh, dude. And that was something I had written down, how you guys, the Sea Hags, even Bang Tango were kind of a bridge between that glam period to grunge. Right. There was that nice bridge part because I was sick of, like, I was a Poison fan, right? So Poison for me, I was in year 10 when Poison came, like the perfect year for open up and say, I'm in year 10, I'm partying all the time anyway. And these dudes put out like one of the best party albums of all time. Like, it was brilliant. But I got sick of all that shit even. Like, I didn't get into the whole hairband. I didn't get into Tough and Enough's Enough and all that. By that point, I was like, oh, fuck, man, enough with the hairspray. Like, I'm done. Like, that's too much. Fuck.
That's how I felt. It's like, fuck, man, I can't.
But you guys, and obviously some other bands too, were that nice bridge in between hair metal and grunge. Where everyone and never got the true respect. Like the Sea Hags are another band; they don't get any true respect.
They were cool. They were, but it's just like I became friends with Sean Kenny from Alice in Chains.
Right.
When they were recording, I was living in Venice Beach in California, and they were staying in Marina Del Rey, which is they're right together when they were recording Dirt, and he really liked Salty Dog. And the grunge guys liked it because it wasn't pretentious. We weren't posers, and it was recorded naturally. Not with all that stupid production.
Great sounding album, such a good album.
Well, thank you, man. Thank you.
Mate.
Appreciate it.
The drum sound on that album was what initially blew me away.
Yeah, Kurt's a great drummer.
I won't lie.
Kurt's.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's a great drummer, and it was recorded naturally.
Yep.
With no gates and no gated reverb and all that. Because now you listen to a lot of bands from the 80s and all that production and all that. It's just like, oh, man. But we were recorded naturally through an old Neve board. I was using, guitars from the 50s and 60s, old Marshall amps.
Okay, cool. I was going to ask about that. Yeah, right.
Yeah, and old Fender Stratocasters from the 60s, and an old Les Paul from the 50s. So it was very organic sounding. And that's what we were going for. And I was, at that time, before that, on the Sunset Strip, everybody's doing the two-handed technique.
Finger tapping. Yeah, I never got into that either because of everyone
really
doing it.
High-gained, and I could do that, but, I was into playing slide guitar, and I was into, just being, kind of chicken picking a little bit. And
where's that come from, the slide in the country? Who were the guys you would have picked that up from, do you think?
James Burton.
Yep.
Slide guitar, Johnny Winter, Elmer James, Dwayne Allman.
Right, of course, yeah.
And, stuff like that.
Yep.
Because a lot of the guys in LA on the Strip, I was just like, everybody's doing that. And I'm like, oh, this is so redundant.
Oh, it was just sickening by the end of it.
And plus, you listen to AC/DC, and I got to meet those guys when I was touring with my dad when we were playing in Scotland.
Right.
And they were so down to earth and so cool. And Angus and Malcolm and Brian Johnson. I never got to see Bon. I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
But Bon was the best ever. But another band that I met, and because we were playing this during the Edinburgh Festival, we were playing this place called the Edinburgh Playhouse. It was a theater, and we'd play like 3-4 days a week. Then they'd have major acts, music acts and stuff. And upstairs, this band from Australia I love, and when I saw him, I just freaked out. It was Rose Tattoo.
Oh yeah, Just pure power.
Yeah, I mean, I saw him back in like '81, and I was just going, oh, there was nothing bullshit about him.
Yep.
And Angry Anderson and stuff. I saw him in this little club, and I'm right up front. I'm going, these guys kick my fucking ass.
Yep.
You know, it was just balls to the wall. I'm just like, I'm like, oh my God, these guys are cool.
Yeah, it's just all attitude.
This isn't that Australian.
It really is.
They look like a bunch of mugs from, you know,
from some back alley somewhere.
Yeah, you're just going, man, these guys are cool.
I know, that's a great... Still with Bon Scott, I think he's one of the... For me, it's him and Freddie who are the two greatest frontmen of all time. And
I agree.
You know, I go back and forth. I can't pick best. I'll always have top 10 or whatever. But
they're totally different. They're totally
they
different,
are. That's what's great about them, isn't it? They're so different. And Bon is so, like, Scottish and Australian. And a lot of our famous exports for here are all, like, Scots that moved here.
Oh, I know.
You know, that's what's funny.
There's something about Scottish singers.
Isn't it crazy?
You know, I mean, him, the guy from Nazareth.
Yep.
You know, I mean, Jimmy Barnes.
Yep.
I mean, those guys, man, what's up with those Scots?
I know, they can really wail. I
mean, they're you know, their gravel and their voice, their tone and their pitch.
And Jimmy still sounds good. He actually put out some songs this year, and they were actually the best stuff I've heard from him in years.
And how old is he?
Oh man, how old is he? He must be hitting.
In his 70s.
He's got to be in his 70s, mid 70s.
Yeah, and he can still sing like that.
What the hell?
You know, it's fucking amazing.
It's crazy, isn't it? I see people like him or Glenn Hughes.
Oh, Glenn Hughes, yeah, I've hung out with Glenn. Yeah, I mean, he can still sing. What about these '80s guys? They can't sing anymore.
I know.
Like Vince Neil. I mean, it's pathetic. It's a joke. I mean, David Lee Roth. He looks like an old poofter up there. You know, dancing around. Can't even sing or lip sync.
He does. You know, he looks so gay when he gets up on stage now, doesn't he? It's not. I mean, look, he was always questionable, Dave.
Well, I mean, yeah, my management told me years ago that he's a total raging poof.
Oh, he's a raging poof. I didn't know whether he was just bi
or...
he
was in the Latino... He's like kind of the Charlie Sheen of rock. Yeah, he just looks like an old poof and just sits there and dances like, you know, I'm like, come on.
But he does all this shit. He does his little pirouettes, and then you're like, what the fuck are you doing?
No poofters.
No poofters allowed. It's sad because I did love I loved his solo era with Vi, and I obviously love Van Halen. But yeah, I was always like, is he bi or is he just a closet poof? Like it's pretty fucking obvious with Dave.
Yeah, well, he's never been married.
Yes,
never been. So I mean, I don't know.
And also, did you feel like he always overcompensated with the amount of women that he had on screen with him all the time too?
Of course.
Like, dude. I mean,
if you were going to come out as a poof back then, it would have killed your career.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Think about it.
And I imagine that in '85 at Eat 'em and Smile comes out.
And all of a sudden you come out, hello, people.
Hi. Me and Liberace are just hanging out tomorrow night if you want to come and see us.
Yeah, it would have been like, you know. No, but he's always been a closet poof.
Yeah, I always
even my management told me back then he had HIV positive and stuff. Wow. I shouldn't say this. I'll probably get sued.
I'll cut this bit out. I'll cut this bit out.
Oh, you can say it. Go ahead, sue me. I don't have anything. We got an old pickup truck and some guitars.
Yeah, I saw in that interview where you got ripped off all your fucking money and everything in this oldie dog deal too from the manager. Like, yeah, I know. Yeah, no, I thought I did think that for years, and I always thought that he did look like he had this weight loss thing at some point where I was like, has he got like fucking HIV or something, or is he going for a cancer treatment? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and now, you know, I mean, remember he used to have a big, really hairy chest.
Yep.
And now he has no hair. I guess every bit it gets I don't know.
Now he's just completely tattooed.
Yeah,
he has that Japanese, you know, tattoo suit thing going on.
And he dances around like Carol Channing.
It really is faggy.
No poofters.
I've pretty much asked you everything I wanted to about Magic, and I love that Dai Vernon one, man. That's such a good story. Fuck, that's a good story.
Yeah, that's true. I guess, you know, because not a lot of people know that.
Yeah.
It's early in his career.
Yep.
And And did you know that he was like a painter or something, and before he became famous, and he fell and broke his arms,
Right.
and they told him like you're never going to be able to use your arms, so he had the doctors set him a certain way so he could do magic.
Oh.
Yeah, but I saw old pictures of him in a total body cast
So he
when he
didn't
was
have like
young.
any upper mobility from his shoulders.
No, yeah, so
It was really all
he could
elbows down.
yeah, so he had to yeah, I forgot about that story. I just
Wow.
popped into my head because I remember he showed me pictures when he was young. I was in his apartment. He's in a full body cast. Dai Vernon was an amazing man. One of the most charming, beautiful, elegant man. He was like kind of like Cary Grant.
Yep.
I mean, Cary Grant was a friend of my dad. I
Of
remember he
course.
had dinner with us, and I'd hang at the Magic Castle with him and my dad. Like, Mr. Reveen, Peter, I mean, it's like I got to meet a lot of cool people. Yeah.
Did your dad ever perform at the Magic Castle as well? Did he ever do anything?
Oh, because that's kind of for like smaller magicians and
Yes,
stuff, and
like for close up and
they
parlor.
couldn't afford my dad.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
But he didn't do it for
my dad
friends.
was
He didn't have like a friends night only or anything. What special
no,
night?
but
Or...
he'd hang there. And my father never drank or did drugs, but he would sit there with those guys who were just all alcoholics and just sit there all night, having them pissing on the floor, laughing. You know what I mean? And my dad never drank, but he could hang with those guys,
Yep.
and just have them laughing. And
Yeah.
people used to call up all over the world, just to hear my dad's latest joke. Yeah, I'm serious because I just watched people like piss themselves. My dad was hilarious.
There was a
He
couple of
total-
jokes I watched in a live thing, and I went, I might have to use a couple of those jokes. Because they're very Aussie too, his jokes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They weren't.
Yeah,
He
but
wasn't trying to be American or anything either. When he
oh
went
no, no.
overseas.
But but off camera and off stage, oh man, he was like a sailor. He
Just
was
filth.
oh,
That's awesome. That's
oh,
so
it's
good.
like, I mean, he could swear better than anybody. Oh my gosh, it was hilarious. It was hilarious. Or when people try to argue with him, he'd just destroy them.
I
And
love it.
it was, yeah, I mean, those all those years on the fairgrounds and hashing it out in the outback in Australia. I mean, he was great man. Love you, Dad.
Yeah, he
Great
sounds
man.
awesome, man.
Yeah.
He really. Hang on, I've got the audience here.
Yeah.
There we go. They go for a bit long sometimes, the audience, but I meant to hit that before for your dad actually, because like I said, people from Australia just have no idea, and
Right.
it's just one of those things that astounds me that people don't realise how absolutely like this. He was basically like David Copperfield level, but back in the 60s
yeah.
and 70s.
Yeah, Copperfield as a teenager, used to come to our magic shows.
Wow.
I remember him as a scrawny little teenager, at our magic shows, and when we were playing in Toronto, because he was from New York. And I remember Keith Richards from the Rolling Stones came to our magic show in Toronto in 77, 78. And then he came backstage and was hanging and talking to us. And he's there with his wife at that time, Anita Pellenberg,
Yep.
and his son Myron. And we're talking for like a half hour and stuff. Then all of a sudden, he disappeared with his limo driver, and left his wife and kid there. And she was all fucked up, and I had to help her up. It was an old vaudeville house. I helped her up the stairs, and then she's in the bathroom forever.
Oh yeah.
And his kids just went around our illusions and stuff, and just out of his mind. And then we had to call her a cab. And then the next day, he got busted for heroin. That was a big heroin bust, but he was like at our show. I mean, stories like that, yeah.
Man, all those stories. I mean, that was the thing when I was watching your other interview the other day. I went, okay, I'm going to try not to ask any of these questions. And I purposely went through and started watching that interview in particular because that was a really good one where it stuck to the timeline. But there was heaps of times where I'm like, but ask Pete this. Like when you mentioned about the magical family, and it just kind of went, I'm like, but no, there's more questions there.
Well, he did get into it a bit, but I was just trying to get, because I haven't talked to, I've never been on social media.
Yep.
I would kind of just, shied away from it.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
now,
I'm the same.
times have changed. A lot of times gone by, and I'm opening up about it. And
It was an awesome interview. Or talk.
Oh, thank
I don't like
you.
to call them interviews, actually. They're
I was just telling the truth because
yes.
a lot, the truth had to be said.
Yep.
And now the original singer in Salty Dog, I hear, wants to sue me.
Oh, man, I was about to say, how's Jim going?
No, for what? And Kurt just said, sue him for what? Telling the truth? And now Tom Zutat's trying to befriend, friend requesting Kurt on Facebook and everything, and now I hear he's all up in arms. But I mean, no, he was a fat little prick.
Yeah, fuck you, Tom. If you see this, I'll make a short that'll go viral. Fuck Tom Zittau. Fuck you, dude, you fat little fuck.
You bastard.
Yeah, Scottish fucking kiss incoming.
I mean, he with all those millions he made from those bands. Then I remember his house burned up in Malibu when we were still signed our Geffen, or just after that. And all those bands and all those points he got and everything. Now he sells cars in a little town in Georgia.
Wow.
Yeah, so he has nothing.
So he really fucked himself royally.
Yeah, karma's a bitch, mate.
Yeah, it is, man. I truly believe in karma. It might take 20 or 30 years sometimes, but it will come around and get you. And you know that because you know people who do the right thing who generally don't get fucked over unless it's by some absolute fucking monster. Unless it's someone like, the horror stories about Don Arden with the small faces and stuff like that.
Oh, Don Arden.
My God.
Oh, my God. Well, that's where Sharon gets it. You know what I mean? It's just like...
And the stories we've heard are fucking horrible too, right?
Oh, I think, well, a good friend of mine is Jakey Lee, who was Aussie's guitar player.
Right, okay, yeah.
And what they did to him...
I know.
...is just give the guy... And he's like, I don't even care about the money. Just put my name on those songs I wrote. And she was a product of Don Arden, who was the biggest thief.
Yep.
A gangster in London.
Yeah. I try to tell people about how evil she is. Some of the stories, and Bob Daisley, I don't know how he's fucking survived. I don't know how he hasn't.
There's a good Aussie right there.
Yes.
Bob Daisley.
He
that
is.
Dinkum, mate.
He is. Yeah. I need to get his book, actually. I've been meaning to get it for a couple of years. I really need to read more about what happened. I know how he got fucked over, and just things I've heard where they're at funerals and she's kicking people in the fucking ankles at stuff at someone's funeral, and she's just a piece of shit. She's just a horrible person.
She's a horrible cunt.
She is a horrible cunt, exactly. Mate, that's my favourite word. I'm trying so hard not to use it about 100 times today.
I want to do a petition in this country to use the word cunt more often.
Yes.
Because I go, in Australia, you call your friends cunts, you call women cunts, you go, oh, look at that fucking cunt. And it's just a general word. And it's like, you say that word here and people are just like, I mean, they're so offended. You call a woman that here? Oh my God, she's going to take off your shoe and get it?
Yeah. You might as well have, physically fucking assaulted her. In the States.
I know, but I mean, isn't that a great word?
It's a great word because of, like you said, I always say this to people too, it's got like a dozen meanings. I can be like, oh man, hey bro, what a top cunt. Or at the same time I can go, look at this fucking cunt over here. Yeah. Right, and people know just by me saying that exactly how I'm feeling. I don't have to go and use all my multi-syllable words to express myself. That's it. This guy's a top cunt. Yeah. And Sharon Osbourne is a real cunt.
Oh, she's the worst cunt in history.
She
in the music
is.
business.
She really is.
But you know why they call a woman's vagina cunt? Well, what? You've seen one, of course. You're you know.
Yeah. I'm not David Lee Roth.
Right. You've seen one. What else would you call it? Boom. I'll be here all week. Try the bill.
Hang on.
I love women. I love the vertical smile. It's like I've been married 3 times, and
it's a beautiful thing. I've been fascinated with it since I was like 10 years old, and one of my mates got me a big box of old pornos, for lack of a better word, Mayfairs and stuff like that, the good stuff.
Oh yeah.
Which I wish I still had them.
You were wanking as a wee little
mate before I was in high school. But I wish I still had some of those because they were like, when I think about it, they were like an art form. They were a true art form.
It was. And the big 70s muff?
Oh.
Yeah.
And they're all wearing like high heels and stuff like that. See, I still can't look at a woman in high heels without like getting half a fucking bar. Now, see, I told you I'll go off. Tim wanted me to ask you, was there a moment when you knew that the guitar would be your life? Because you already mentioned before, like how when you were kind of, probably in the back of your mind when you were younger, you were probably like, oh man, like magic, like it's become a job type of thing. Like I'm done. Right. I need to retire. Because how many shows did you do? Thousands of shows.
Thousands, yeah.
Oh,
thousands.
Man, I mean, that's fucking incredible.
Well, I mean, it's just as I started to teach myself more and more and figuring out songs, because I'm self-taught basically. Yep. And just figuring stuff out and just the emotion of it and just it just like, this is what I wanted. It just hit me, It just grabbed me and it was my friend. And being on the road all that time, working and then at night just playing my guitar and just exploring and figuring out things and figuring out songs and then just coming up with something of my own.
Yep.
To me it was magical.
It is.
It was magical because I just made this up. You know what I mean? I used my mind and I just made this up. And so to me, it was magical.
It is magical. To me, still, it's magical. Yeah. I will still play things to this very day. And in my head, I go, this is true magic. Because, like I said, when you're doing magic and it's physical, right? Like you can see things. The thing that still gets me if I just like zone out is this idea that all we're doing is pushing air particles around. We're just moving negative and positive energy around, basically, in the air. It's this thing we can't see, but it affects us so deeply, music.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even before I taught you today, I was playing my guitar, and my singer, I started playing something, and he started singing. I go, record this.
Yep.
Record that. And I was in the studio the other day, and for like 6-7 hours, and just like, working out melody lines, vocals and stuff. And you're just like, and then all of a sudden, you listen back and you're going, wow, cool. That didn't exist. A couple hours ago, that didn't exist.
Exactly.
So those are the things to me that mean something. And it's just like, it's like, and I'm sitting on a lot of material. I mean, I've done albums with, people that have died and stuff I'm going to put out.
Right.
And
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, I have this is old Salty Dog material.
I ordered that the other day after the interview. I didn't even know that was out.
Yeah, on F&A Records.
Yep.
.com, and these are the songs that would have been on the second album. They're demos and stuff, but they still they were recorded well.
Yep.
They still sound good.
I did listen to it. I listened to it on YouTube, actually. They're great songs.
Oh, thank you. And I have a new album coming out called Hypno Guru.
Yep.
And that's a kind of ode to my father because he was a guru of what he did and the greatest hypnotist in the world. So Hypno Guru, I'm just getting a website up for that. That'll be coming out
I'll keep an eye
beginning
out
of
for
the
it.
year.
All right. Let me know if you want to send me an email when that comes out. I'll keep an eye out for Hypno Guru.
I'll send you a copy, mate.
Oh, man, that'd be awesome. If you send me that, I'll send you a book that I wrote.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
You might like it.
How about a Violet Crumble, too?
I'll fit it in. It'll just be a crumble by the time it gets over there.
What about some Jaffas? Do you still have Jaffas?
Were you ever into Vegemite when you were a kid?
No, mom might, but no, dad won't, but mom might.
Right.
Right. No, Vegemite. My family loves it. My parents love it. My brothers love it. I can't stand it.
Yeah. Okay.
Everybody would sit there and just slather it on, and I'd be like, oh. I don't know why I never took to it because my family they love it.
Yeah. Well, it has to be one person that doesn't though in the family.
Yeah, that was me.
You. Yeah, no, it's funny too because when I see people giving it to other people and they put it on like that thick, and I'm like, that's not the way you have fucking Vegemite. You got to have it like sparingly around on it. You don't just like put it on thick like you put like I don't know, tile like in a house. Yeah, or like peanut butter where you have it thick and you can... No, you got to have it in spots and mix it in with butter and all this.
But I love looking at Americans when they do that. It's like, hey, try some. They do that, and then you sit back and watch them, and they're just like...
Salt! We're used to sugar.
That's true.
That's the problem too. Their taste buds are too used to the sweet side, and that salt side gets them every time.
Still have Jaffas in? Do they still have Jaffas in?
I believe
Australia?
so. That's a good question.
Violet crumbles, Jaffas, Turkish delight.
Yeah. Crunchy, which is basically violet.
Yeah, crunchy, right.
Yeah, that's basically the same. I think they do have Jaffas. Maltesers. I don't know if Maltesers are anywhere else in the world either.
Yeah, Maltesers. Yeah.
I don't know if they're anywhere else. But yeah, that's all the good stuff that, there's a few things we can claim, I suppose, as our foods.
Yeah, pasties, sausage rolls.
Sausage rolls.
I do miss the fish and chips.
Yeah.
They were the best fish and chips. Australia had the best fish and chips.
Yep.
Without a doubt.
Actually, the guy just around the corner from me here does the best chips I've ever eaten in my life. I wouldn't think I'd have to wait to my 50s to find the best chips ever. And they're just the right crispiness.
Right.
They're the right size too. They're not like French fries, little fucking strings, They're just, and you bite into it, it's nice and fluffy. To appreciate a good chip is such a beautiful thing, isn't it? Like, it's such a simple thing. It's a deep fried piece of potato.
Deep fried potato. Well, I remember as a kid, the milk bars. Do they still have milk bars?
Yeah, they do have some still around. There's some here and there, yeah.
And the ice cream tasted better, and the milk tastes better, and the butter tastes better.
Yeah. That's one of the other reasons why I wanted to move up to this area too, because of all the local produce. It's produce heavy up in northern Queensland. So everything I get now is like local milk, full cream milk, and the meat. The meat actually tastes good. I started going off meat not because I wanted to be a vegan or a vegetarian, but because I just wasn't enjoying the taste of meat. And the first time I tried, there's one butcher up here I finally found. I went, this is the way meat used to taste in the 70s and 80s.
Right.
Like it had flavour.
Yeah.
As opposed to being washed out. You look at meat, sometimes it just looks purple or some weird fucking colour, and you go...
And plus there's hormones in it. There's...
Before you know it, you got 3 tits. Like...
You're dancing like...
You dance around like David Lee Roth with 3 tits.
No puffers.
It's so good to hear people use those words too, because I'll still say things like that, like poof, or I'll say, that looks faggy. I mean, people just look at you. I'm like, dude, I'm fucking in my 50s. I'm not changing the way I talk now. That's
how I am. It's like, my family's from Australia. I'm not changing. I'm in my 60s. I'm not changing the way I talk.
You look good for your age too, brother. You look fucking phenomenal.
Oh, thank you.
Dude, for what you've had to go through and put up with, especially...
I'm alive.
You look fucking phenomenal. You really do. Seriously. I meant to say that at the start, actually, because I noticed that when you first came on, when I was watching the other one, I'm like, holy fuck, man, Pete looks good. I'm trying to work out, our age difference. Like, fuck, Pete would be in his 60s then. Or at least 60, right? In my head, I'm like,
63.
Wow. Dude, you look fucking great. So whatever you're doing.
Okay. It's funny, before I started this, I was looking at myself. I'm like, man, I look old. But the cool thing about it, I can still play, and I'm actually better than I used to be.
Yep.
And I'm a better songwriter. Like I said, I got a lot of material that it's finally coming out. I'm ready to put out all this stuff.
So how much material do you think eventually you'll be managing to get out?
Well, I'm just finishing up the Hypno Guru CD right now. I'm already working on the second one, and I got another stuff I recorded with another guy that passed away, and I got so much material. I just wrote some songs today before I talked to you.
Oh, amazing!
It's just flowing.
And this is what I wanted to ask, because this is kind of why I want to have talks with people. The idea of staying creative, especially because I've got this bug up my ass about fucking AI slop, especially over YouTube. Because the only thing I watch is YouTube. I don't watch free-to-air TV. I don't watch news. I watch basically music and magic on YouTube. That's it. I watch people talk about it or whatever. And the amount of music that comes up that gets recommended to me, and you can tell just by looking at the fucking thumbnail of the video clip that it's AI generated video and music. And I'm like, this can't, like, it can't sustain itself, right? Because do you think at some point people are going to value people like you again, where you're doing something creative as a human?
You can't beat that. I mean, it's just like, to tell you the truth, I never started watching YouTube until about 6 months ago.
Yep.
And I'm 63.
Yeah.
And I've never been on social media, and I haven't watched TV in 8-9 years.
Nice.
Because I found when I did have TV or whatever, 5 hours would go by, and I'm just sitting there like an idiot.
Yep.
Like my dad said, idiot box.
Idiot box.
Exactly. My dad
Exactly.
used to read and read and
Yep.
read and read. It was so brilliant. And I realized, like, man, this is just sapping my creativity.
Yeah, it does.
So once I stopped doing all that, I'm looking after my dad when he's ill and my mom when she's ill, and just playing guitar and just trying to create without outside distractions.
Yep.
It just your mind opens up, because it's so easy to sit there and get distracted.
It is.
There's so many things. I mean, well, how many channels was there in Australia when I was a kid? 2.
Yeah.
And it's like, or when I was in England, it's like, what you can watch lawn bowling, or you can watch cricket. I mean, it's just like,
and it stopped at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, and you watched it, but I mean, it's just like, just to open your mind and just like, okay, that's cool, record that. And
Yep.
So I've just been doing that, and it's just like made me more creative.
Yep.
And I have a lot of people should step away. I mean, I love the internet, and there's a lot of things kids should never see.
Yes.
And it's too, it ruins them.
Yep.
And a lot of people, like me and even Jakey Lee talked about this a lot. There's a lot of guitar players that are phenomenal, like little kids that can do amazing stuff.
Yep.
But I mean, a lot of people all learn from the same source.
Yep.
From YouTube.
Yep.
From the internet. So where's the originality?
I know. This is my problem when I see guitar teachers on YouTube.
Yeah. And it's just like, it's all generic. I mean, where's the Jimmy Pages? Where's the Richie Blackmores? Where's the Brian Mays? Where are all these great guitar players that came up with riffs and songs?
Don't you think it's better to learning by ear, playing along with an album?
Yeah, because I mean, even like, when I like say jam with my friend Jake or whatever, and it's like, oh yeah, that song by Robin Charles, that's how you play it. I play it this way. So everybody plays different,
and that's how you get your own style.
You're learning on your own, and then it's like, oh, you can do it that way. Yeah, I do it this way. So it's not, now everybody's just going to the source.
That's right.
And learning what this guy's showing you. Yeah, I mean, that's creative. Like when there wasn't social media. It's like my first concert I ever saw was in Melbourne. Was Black Sabbath Volume 4.
Oh wow.
At Goolagong Stadium.
Right.
Remember Yvonne?
Yeah, Yvonne Goolagong. Yep, tennis player.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know if they call that any Goolagong Stadium anymore, but I remember all you had was the album. You had the album, and maybe you'd see them in like Cream magazine or something, pictures, and you're just like, oh man, this is so mythic. This is so cool.
That's right.
And then you see them, and I'm right up front.
Yep.
I'm touching Aussie's feet, and I'm looking at Tony Iommi and Geezer Butler. I'm just going, oh my God. It's just.
It was truly mythical. Innocent. And it's the same for me listening to you guys. Because we'd be thinking, we'd be listening to it going, oh, wow, like, fuck, what's going on over there right now? I wonder what they're doing right now. Like, and especially since, for whatever reason, Salty Dog, even in a local Aussie mag, that used to get everyone, no matter how big or small they were, it was called Hot Metal, this magazine.
Okay.
And I'm like, where the fuck's Salty Dog interviews? Like, there was no interviews to find. So you guys were truly mythical. Like, you guys and the Sea Hags, for me, were like, did this even exist? If I didn't have the CDs, I'd be like, did these guys even fucking exist?
You know what's funny? People have said, like, the bands that should have made it were like the Sea Hags and Salty Dog.
Yep.
I've heard that from a bunch of people. That's very nice. It's very nice to hear.
Man, I really can't. I'm not fucking. I don't know. taking the piss, I suppose. But really, the effect that album had on me was big, especially like learning harmonics, pinch harmonics, which you fucking love. Right? I heard that before. Before Zach Wilde. No, you did. I was going to say you did.
I kind of overdid that. That was popular back then, but now it's like I don't do those anymore.
No, but you didn't go as overboard as Zach Wilde did. He went fucking like.
No, he took it too far. It's like, yeah.
I was like, fuck, dude.
But I mean, I listen and I go, okay, but I don't. Once in a while, on the new Hypno Guru thing, a couple times I hit one, but it's like, okay.
But they sound so good. That.
I saw Jeff Beck. The last time I saw Jeff Beck, he was 78.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just in tears.
So was I.
He was like so good, and he got better. And when he just plays one note, it's like he's like, and on stage he looked like a 25-year-old guy.
Yep.
You see him up close. I mean, he's an old man.
Yeah.
Just channeled, and I was just like, because I knew, I'm never going to see him again. I've seen him a handful of times, and I got to meet him. Too, which was really 30-something years ago.
Awesome.
And that was awesome. But then a month and a half later, he was dead.
So you saw him at just the right time.
Yeah, but I'm next month I'm going to see Robin Trower.
Nice.
Who I did about 20 shows opening them for him.
Right.
Salty Dog did.
Okay.
So I used to hang with him and play soccer with him sometimes and have lunch. And he's 80 years old.
Wow.
And I'm seeing him next month, and he still plays great. It's like, how come these guys from that era? Robin looks like he's 80 years old, but you listen to him play.
That's amazing.
Going, oh my God.
It's so motivating, isn't it? And inspiring too when you see him.
Oh yeah, because you see all these guys like Vince Neil and David Lee Roth that suck balls.
Oh, they're fucking embarrassing. Especially Vince Neil. Like 30 years ago, he should have fucked off. Really.
I know.
Like, come on. And you know what's funny to me? That Motley Crue album with John Corabi is their best album.
Oh, it is. I mean, before John Corabi joined Motley Crue, he was in a band called The Scream. But when we were looking for singers for Salty Dog after Jim, we kicked Jimmy out.
Yep.
We approached John Corabi because I knew John Corabi. He's like, "Oh man, I would have joined you, but I just joined the other week. I joined this band called The Scream." So I mean, I used to watch John Corabi on the Strip, and I go, "This guy's good."
Oh, dude!
He
would have been amazing. Imagine that's the thing when I try to imagine back then, like seeing all these guys when they're unknown and all that, but also thinking of John in Salty Dog singing over those songs that you just held up before. That would have been fucking incredible.
Oh yeah, but I mean, Daryl did a
great job.
He did a great job.
He sounds amazing.
He's like, he's like Janis Joplin.
Yep.
And he can, he's just a he's wild boy from Texas.
Yes.
I mean.
Actually, I did want to. There was a question I've always wondered about this. Actually, with Salty Dog, did Jim ever not cop any slack or anything? But did he ever get anything about sounding like Axl with his range? Did anybody ever say anything about his kind of? Because to me, he had that nice, rough, like gargly type of voice where it sounds like they've been out the back, like kind of gargling with glass for a little bit to warm up. Because then when you listen to him, you go, how the fuck can he sing like that? It never made sense to me with Jim's voice.
Yeah, Jimmy's voice was like either you love it or you hate it.
Yes, yeah. It's a bit like Brian Johnson.
Yeah, well Brian Johnson's,
because people either love him or hate him too with his voice.
Yeah, the Black album, man, it's like, oh my God.
That's kill. It's perfect.
Yeah, but I mean, now you listen to him and it's like singing like that for like the last tour, and it's like, I mean, he sounds like like an old parrot. But you got to hand it to him, all those thousands of gigs, and he's such a great guy.
Yeah, I hope they hang it up after this tour and just leave everyone with good memories.
I mean, they have to. Yeah. They have to. I mean, Angus is God. I mean, God bless Angus.
Yep.
I mean, he's an Australian royalty.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, one of the best rock and roll blues-based rock and roll guitar players ever.
Yep.
But I mean, Jimmy. Yeah, it's kind of a
because he didn't have a smooth voice, Jim, like all the other metal guys. That's why with the hair, for me, hair rock was having that kind of poppy, nice voice that your sister will like. Type of thing. Yeah, you know what I mean? Whereas someone like Jim was like, yeah, this is more for guys down at a bar who are about to get into a fight.
Yeah. It's either you loved it or you hate it. But thing about it, once he started doing heroin, it was gone.
And and you were saying he just kind of decided, that's it. I'm going to the other side.
Yeah, because he thought I'd make him great, but
so he thought it'd take him into Jim Morrison land or something like that. Really?
Yeah, it'd have kicked his motherfucking ass because he never knew who he truly was.
Yeah. Yep.
And I guess insecurities.
Yep.
Trying to compete with Axel or whatever.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah.
To me, I was just like, hey man, I am who I am. This is my style, and this is like, I never tried to be anything I wasn't, but I don't.
It must have been hard to watch him throw away that talent.
Well, yeah. Well, it was hard to watch him throw away my career too,
and your career at the same time. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then and giving him all that time and crying with him and pleading with him, going to meetings and going to rehabs and giving him all that time, living in my garage like a monkey, and dragging me down too. It was just like. It's sad to see a friend,
yep,
and also someone in your band that is out of your control.
Yep.
Mental illness.
Yep.
Mental illness. Besides the addiction, there was mental illness there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's it's sad. I mean, but you got to save yourself at a certain point.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm a very giving person, and I'm a good friend. If you're my mate, you're my mate.
Yep.
To a fault.
Yes.
And then it's get to the point. It's like I got to cut you off, let you sink, mate.
You can't help someone who doesn't want help, right?
Yeah. And everybody tried to help him, and he did it to himself, and he's never really apologized, never really accepted it.
Yeah.
He'll be okay, but then seeing how in different interviews and how now he's pissed that I'm telling the truth about it, he's never owned it. You gotta
own it.
You got to own it. It's like, hey, if I fuck up, if I do something wrong or whatever, hey, I own it. I'll be the first to say, hey, I'm sorry. It was me, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, that's the junkie mentality and the illness of addiction.
Yeah. Yeah. It's sad. I did often wonder about him because I know he went downhill. And then after.
Really bad. You wouldn't believe it.
And just like within a couple of weeks, literally.
But he went insane. The worst. I mean, his arms were all infected, like just welts and just his track marks, and just like ended up a bum, and insane.
And did he have a girlfriend bringing him down with him? Was it like a Sid and Nancy type thing, or he tried to romanticize it?
She became a whore.
Oh, okay.
And a junkie, and they were both out doing what do whores and junkies do?
Yeah.
Go out and hustle for their drug, and I don't want to even go there because I know
how bad it
was. It's just horrible. And he came from a good family. His dad was a surgeon. They lived in a big, huge house. His mother was head nurse of a hospital. 7 brothers and sisters, or 6 brothers. I mean, it's not like he was some poor, pathetic. Bad childhood, no.
No, so he had it all, but he was just trying to romanticize that fucking junkie life in his head somewhere. He thought that was going to make him better.
And it kicked his ass.
Fuck, man. Because he could have been one of the greats.
Yeah, he could have, but it just like, what are you going to do? I tried, we all tried. It's like,
no, I can't imagine how tiring that would be. No, it is. It's brilliant, man. Thank you so much for your time. I know you're a busy guy. It's so good. I'm going to, anyone I can think of now, I'm going to just hit up and ask them for a chat. And mainly people. Yeah,
if I can turn someone on to you, I'll gladly do
it. Mate, any of those guys, Jake or anyone who wants to have a talk.
Okay, that sounds great. And Jason, hey, thank you. Coming from a Aussie, and stuff, and let me talk about my parents, how they were proud Australians.
Man, I really wanted to hear their story.
And they wore that flag their whole life.
Excellent.
They were so proud to be Aussies.
Excellent.
And I love Aussies. It's the best country in the world, and God bless you guys.
Thanks, brother. I hope if you ever move to Cairns.
Okay. I'll be hitting you up, and I'll join in maybe I'll join you in a couple years.
Yes, do it while you can before, I don't know. Like I said, who knows what the US will look like next week when I tune in for my weekly news update and I go, what the fuck's happening now? But thanks, and yeah, anyone who wants to have a talk, anyone that you know, that's creative too. I'm trying to talk to as many different types of people that I can about being creative, and especially people who are around like my age and older, because I get sick of this fucking thing, dude, where people go, oh, I'm old. And I go, I'm 17 still.
Right, yeah.
What are you fucking talking about? Like, and they use it as an excuse all the time.
Our bodies are getting old, but I mean, it's like, hey, man, inside, you know, I still feel young. I mean, that's why I love music.
Yep.
Because it makes me feel young, and it's a creative process. And yeah, I mean, I'm gonna do it until I can't.
Awesome. I'm excited to hear more of your stuff. It's so good because I do often think about people. I go, fuck, man, what happened to fucking Pete or fucking some of the guys from Bang Tango, the guys from Scatterbrain even. Like, I want to talk to those guys because they were fucking a phenomenal band, Scatterbrain, and they just.
I could have joined Bang Tango after Salty. I was just burned out. I wasn't into it.
The first album or second album? By the second?
No.
Or the later one?
It was like it was after the guitar player quit. I can't remember his name. Kyle.
Okay. Kyle.
Or something.
Not Kyle.
And I knew Joe Estee, but I mean, he asked me. I was like, I just want to go surfing.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a bunch of bands that I could have joined, but I was just done.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It was just done. I mean, I toured a lot with my dad and the whole LA trip. I was like, I just want to go surfing or go walking in the woods or something.
Yeah, sometimes you just want to get back to nature and enjoy yourself and get re-energized. And sometimes there's a quote, one of the first quotes I ever read in a guitar mag was from Steve Vai, where he said, it's okay to feel down. It's okay to go into fall into a rut, but it's not okay to quit. And I went,
no.
Every time I would get into a rut with my playing, like, you know, especially when you first play in the first couple of years and you learn, like you set a goal, I want to learn how to play some slide, or I want to learn how to play all over the neck in every key. And you start to do those and you get your little accomplishments and then you go, what the fuck else am I going to learn on the guitar? So you
hit a pinnacle. Yeah, you hit a pinnacle. I mean, it's still like that with me. Sometimes I pick up my guitar and I'm like, ugh. And then other times I pick it up and all of a sudden all these ideas happen and all this great stuff.
Yes.
It's like there's no, you don't know where songs come from. It's just inspiration.
Yep.
It's just inspiration. And it's a beautiful mistress.
It's true magic, like you said before. Anyway, mate, I truly appreciate your time. A couple of hours we've been chatting. So that's why I got a beer.
Really?
Yeah, because I knew it would be like sitting down the pub with you. So that's why I thought I'd get a beer.
This went by fast.
It's been unreal.
Right.
And I know it's warbled everywhere like I knew it would. But I watch so many talks and chats that people have, and they're so boring because all I see the whole time is a guy looking down at his next fucking question and not letting the conversation evolve and just go where it should naturally go. Everything feels forced, and both people after a while seem bored. Like, I'm like, fuck, dude.
Right, no, I did one of those not long ago. And after a while, I'm just like...
it's boring. Like, I'd rather just, like I did, I try not to talk because I am a good talker. So
Yeah, you are.
For me to try not to talk over someone's hard when I get excited too. And especially
it's natural excitement, and you're not full of verbal diarrhea.
Okay, that's good to hear. That's good to hear.
Because it's exciting and it's real. Well, it's been a pleasure, mate.
Thank you, man.
Cool as hell.
When you put out your next stuff, let's have another talk, and hopefully by then.
Hypno Guru, and that will be out. And if anybody wants to reach me, you can reach me at petereveen@gmail.com. I'd still like to. There's some, friends of mine that I went to boarding school. I'd love to get a hold of them. And hopefully one day I will. Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine the stories there.
Yeah.
Man, do it. Contact Pete, because Pete got back to me within like a day or two. I couldn't believe it. I was like, holy fuck.
It's only because you're an Aussie.
Yeah. I did think I had that card up my sleeve. That's why I did put it in there.
Yeah, you had that card. I was like, Aussie? Any day, yeah.
All right, man. Thank you so much. And, hopefully I get to talk to more people and have more fun like this, because this has been amazing.
Yeah, it's been great, man.
All right. Thank you, brother. And hold on to all that Australianness you have, because you still say me instead of my. It still slipped a few times. I heard it before when he said me parents. You went me parents. I went. Oh, he just said me parents.
Hey, hey, man, my family proud Aussies.
Awesome. Thank you, brother. Thanks so much. Thanks for all those guitar lessons.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Okay, take care, man.
All the best. Have a great rest of the afternoon.
You too.
I'll talk to you soon.
Okay,
Cheers,
care.
Pete. See ya.
Cheers, mate. Hey, bye-bye.